Hi, I'm Ryan, and this is 100 About Wolves. Today, we're looking at the Wolves versus Liverpool match review.
Yes, a 1-0 defeat for Wolves at Molineux, but a decent display, a spirited performance, and we looked today more like a team that was positive and willing to get at our opponent rather than being passive in the first half like we have been for a lot of other games. So although we lost, there were some positives for the game and we gave a decent account of ourselves.
Yeah.
What's first on the agenda?
It's the goal of the game.
Yeah, tell us about the goal that happened then.
So Jota scored.
Oh, yes. We talked about this in the preview.
First
time back at Molineux, correct. In the preview, what did we say? In football, there's an old adage, isn't there? If there's a player that's coming back to play against you, they usually score.
Yeah.
It's happened time and time again to Wolves and to many other teams as well, where we all know the scenario. There's a player and he's played for you for however long, you sell him on and then either he's been brilliant for you or sometimes you sell a player who's been rubbish for you, but they'll still somehow managed to come back and score against you. Now, Jota was a great player for Wolves. He had some great times with us. And we just all thought, didn't we, today, we thought if anybody's going to score, it's going to be Jota. And that turned out to be the case. And unfortunately, it was the winning goal of the game.
Yeah, it was quick passing, but I think Patricio could have done better with that.
Yes, like you said, so first of all, it started with Liverpool winning a header. It was a big-headed clearance that the one, I think it was Phillips who won it for him.
Yeah.
And it went up to Mane, who brought it down well, and laid it off to Salah. Cody tried to nick in and sort of sold himself, and that then created an unbalance in our defence where Mane was then able to slip it across to Salah, and Salah was able to slip it to Jota, and then Jota scored. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think Patricio will be disappointed thinking that beating on his near post.
He did get his hand to it.
He got his hand to it. I think he will think himself that perhaps he should have kept that one out.
Yeah. Next on the agenda is Dylan's Fact of the Day. Keanu Hoover left Liverpool to join Wolves because he didn't understand the Scouse accent. Now he's much happier following the instructions of Wolves captain Connor Cody. Thanks for that, Dylan. Next on the agenda is the play ratings.
Okay, so tell us what you've scored all of the players for today's game.
So Patricio, he came off on a stretcher, didn't he? Unconscious.
Yeah, we were worried.
Yes, we was.
It looked bad. We was thinking it was another Jimenez.
Yeah, look at the fractured skull or something.
We were seriously worried, and we realised what happened. It was Cody who actually collided with him and kneed him right in the head. But thankfully, we've heard the good news that Patricio's fine, he's conscious, he's in the dressing room, so thankfully it's not a serious injury like we had with Jimenez. But you're right, it were very worrying times. And what did you score him at?
I gave him a 6, I think he could have done better with the goal, as we've already said.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can say about it today. I think you'll be a little bit disappointed that one got past him.
Yeah. Next is Semedo. He went off as well.
He was subbed off.
I gave him a 7. Good first half, but I don't think he was as good second half.
Yeah, I thought he was very good first half. Really threatening getting forward well. Yeah. Things didn't quite come off for him as much second half. Few mistakes second half. But overall, good again. Yeah, and I think worthy of a 7.
Next is Bolly. I also gave him a 7. Defended well, but he did have some bad passes.
Yeah, he did give a few bad passes out, but his defending was good, wasn't it? Winning the ball in the air. Commanding and strong. He had a handball given against him once. It was a terrific block with his thigh.
And then it just bounced off his thigh.
He intercepted the ball with his thigh and they give a blooming handball against him. Yeah, I thought he was good again, Bolly. He's good steadying in front, and we do look better defending set pieces and stuff when Bolly's around.
Yeah, I gave Cody a 6. Good range of passing, but he got committed with the goal, didn't he?
He did commit himself for the goal. But I thought he was good, Cody. I thought he had a good game, really good passing today, really on the money with his passing. Top stuff with his passing. Just that little thing, you take a mark off, I suppose, because the goal he did commit himself when Mane passed the ball off. He committed himself, and then he should have just stayed behind Mane, not committed himself to try and nick it. That allowed Mane to lay the ball off, and they could get in behind him, and we were then faced with a 3-on-2 situation. But apart from that little mistake, I thought he was good, Cody.
Size, he was booked.
Yeah, he was.
But I gave him a 6. A steady display today.
Yeah, he was solid again.
Yeah, steady performance.
With a booking issue, have you noticed that they put up the graphic? He's only been booked twice this season.
Yeah, much better than
last season and the season before and the season before, he'd got to be on 10 or 12 by this time. So
he was always given a fair.
He was. So he's really made a concerted effort with his bookings to not keep going in the book. Today, unfortunately, he did. But I think you're right. Overall, a good, sound, steady defensive display. And he was playing on the right as well at the back three, wasn't he? Which I found unusual. You know, I'd have kept him on the left. And I'd have kept Sace. I'd have put Sace on the left and put Bolly on the right. But it was actually Sace was playing on the right of the back three, which I felt it was unbalanced. I'd prefer to see him on the left. But he did do a good enough job on the right.
Next is Johnny. I gave him a 6. He was sound defensively, but he didn't offer very much going forward.
No, I think Semedo looks more dangerous getting forward. You know, he had an effort at goal again today that forced the goalkeeper to save. Semedo could have won a penalty as well early. You know, some referees would have given that. And he got a shot off at the keeper to save. Johnny, on the other hand, like you say, very sound defensively, and there ain't a lot that gets past him defensively. Defends really well and very reliable, but not really creating as much going forward as Semedo's on the other side.
Neves, he was booked and he got subbed off. I gave him a 7. Good work rate and he tackled well.
He did work hard again. I was impressed with our midfield today. I felt the tempo that they moved the ball was better. And as a team, we look so much better when they're pressing the ball, winning it higher, and moving the ball quickly. Just more positive overall. When that midfield works and they're not being slow and to close down and tackle and they're not moving the ball slowly, we look better. And I felt Neves played with a better tempo, you know, than we have been doing in first halves. And the same with Matinho, his tempo was better. So 7 for Neves.
Matinho an 8. Moved the ball well, I think, and he did some clever passing as well. Some like layouts for people to run to.
8. Is that your highest score of anybody? 8.
Yes, it is. He is also my man of the match.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that he was good today. You know, turn the clock back a bit there, didn't he? Win a lot of ball, tackling well. Didn't he move it cleverly as well?
He did,
you know, really astute passing. Some lovely stuff from him. Dictated the tempo of the game really well. Great to see Matinho playing so well at 34.
Traore, I gave a 5. Frustrated. He did some things good and some things bad. He was hot and cold.
He was hot and cold, hit and miss. Something good, something bad. Something really positive, but then, he's done well, but then he's messed it up. Or, he's got in a good position, but then, a bad pass. Or he beats one player, then makes the wrong choice. It was very hot and cold from him, you know, very frustrating performance.
Next is Jose, he got subbed off. I gave him a 6. Held the ball up and linked play, but he still hasn't got that goal for Wolves.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like he's going to score. But I thought his hold-up play was good.
Yeah, he holds the ball up, links play, and he's physically strong.
I can understand why Nuno's thinking, maybe we'll buy him permanently. Because when he plays, the team plays better. When he's not in, we do miss that presence of making the ball stick. And I'll tell you, I don't know what his stats are, but his passing, when he was getting the ball, he was finding a Wolves shirt 9 times out of 10. He was making it stick, finding a Wolves shirt, making it stick, finding a Wolves shirt. The problem is still he doesn't look like scoring.
Next is Neto. I gave him a 4. Poor performance, terrible today.
Disappointing today, wasn't it, Neto? And some people may defend him and say, he gave a lot of chance. But watch the game back. Watch how many times he lost the ball. Watch how many times he got the ball and lost the ball. Got the ball, lost the ball. And that's nothing to do with, we don't create nothing for him. We're just talking about him picking the ball up in the number 10 slot. We're talking about him picking the ball up wide, coming deep and receiving. Whenever he's picking the ball up,
he's losing
he was losing it a lot today. And I thought that was perhaps his poorest game of the season so far.
For the subs, Silva, I gave a 6. He got chances, but he didn't just finish them.
He keeps getting the. He's like the opposite of Jose, isn't he?
Yeah, he keeps getting.
Because Jose never gets any chances. Silva does. He gets in there to get the chance.
He comes on the sub as well.
Yeah, he had 2 chances to score.
Yeah.
You know, he had 2 headers, all right.
Yeah.
One of them that he was by the penalty spot, so a decent way out. He got it on target, just an easy catch.
Yeah.
But then the other one, he was only 6 yards out, and it hit his shoulder.
So, like, if he got that on
If
his head...
If he'd have got it on his head, 6 yards out, that could have been the equaliser.
Yeah.
So he's getting the chances, he's getting the right positions, but he's got to start
yeah.
converting the chances, hasn't he? That's the thing, he's got to start putting some away. Oh, and also, can we say Cody had a good headed chance as well in the second half?
He did as well.
I think he should have done better with that, Cody, with his headed chance. That was a good opportunity that, again, could have led to a goal.
Next is Dendonka. I gave him a 5. He had no real influence on the game.
No, might as well have kept Neves on, really, because he don't really help in any way. In terms
he hasn't
of,
been very good the past few games.
I was hoping that when he came on, he might get in the box a little bit and get some balls into him, make some late runs and try and get on the end of something, but no real impact or influence on the game in the time he was on the pitch.
Next is Gibbs White. I gave him a 5. He didn't have any pace to get away, did he?
On that break, yeah. No, Silva did really well there.
He did.
That was a beautiful little flick as the ball was dropping out the sky. He just flicked it ever so cutely to Gibbs White to get him away. Lovely bit of skill from Silva. Yeah. Now, if that was a player like Neto or Traore, they could have burned the defender, they could have burned him and gone straight through on goal. But Gibbs White just hadn't got the pace to get away from the defender, so it fizzled out like a lot of our attacks. So promising. Oh, we're going to do something. Oh, we're going to score. Fizzles out. You know, we got in and around the area a lot of times. We didn't make anything of it, and things just fizzled out. We got into good positions, fizzled out.
And we've actually got 4 subs today because of concussion.
Yes, that's the first time that we've ever had a concussion substitution in the history of the club, isn't it? And you thought of it, didn't you? Because when Patricio was hurt, I said, oh, blimey, we've used all our subs. And you chirped up next to me and said, don't worry, we got concussion subs.
Yes.
And I said, well done, Ryan. I forgot all about that, didn't I? But you told me, you said, don't worry, we've got concussion subs. And you was right. And then John Ruddy came on, and what did you give John Ruddy for these few minutes he was on the pitch?
I gave him a 6, only 7 minutes.
7 minutes he was on the pitch. Well, he's only on the pitch.
But he kicked well.
He had a few kicks to do and he kicked well. He's a good kicker of the ball, Ruddy. I thought maybe Patricio was hurt seriously, you know, he's got to play the rest of the season for the 9 games we got left. But it looks like he'll be back on the bench because Patricio does seem fine.
Yeah. So that's good news.
Yep.
And next on the agenda is the general performance.
Okay. Tell us what you thought about the first half then.
So for the first half, I gave a 7 out of 10. A better tempo than we have been in the first half. From the first whistle, we were more positive. Yeah. And we hunted down the ball when we had got it, and we was on a more attacking threat. Yeah.
This is what we've been asking for. We've been saying, come on, let's start the game like we mean to go on. Let's start the game like we want to win, not being like, oh, you know, you have it and we'll just sit here. We started a lot better all through the game today. We played in a manner more becoming of a team that I want to see like progressing under Nuno. Yeah. A team that's going to go out to win matches and not be so safe, you know, and so we'll just sit, and then we'll try later because we keep going 1-0 down anyway. Yeah.
But so we did have a few let-offs as well, didn't we?
Yes, Marne had a couple of chances. Yeah. One was a diving header he put wide, and the other time he went clean through when Patricio came out, and again he sent himself too wide, didn't he? Yeah. But we did have a couple of let-offs, you're right. But just the general way we played, the tempo of our play, and being more positive was a lot better to see.
Yeah. For the second half, I also gave a 7. We created chances, but as we've said, never put it in the back of the net.
We was getting in good positions. We get a nice wide position with Beta Man, or we'd be playing in and around the box and was looking promising, or maybe we could get a shot off, or we get a cross in and the header is like Cody put his header wide, and Silva had a couple of heavy chances. Things fizzling out when it looked like something more could have come of it. So there was a lot of that going on, but at least we was up there attacking, looking to try and make something happen.
And then overall, guess what it is?
A 7.
Yeah, a 7. Yeah. Good performance. We was unlucky to lose, really.
Yeah, we could have got something from that game. Even right up to the end when Silva had that chance to hit his shoulder from 6 yards out, even right up to then we could have got something from the game. Yeah. But a pleasing performance. I don't mind losing when we've gone out and we've tried to do something about it. It's more frustrating when we lose games and we've wasted 45 minutes of football by being negative and passive. Today, all through the game, we've pressed with intensity, we tried to get forward, we was positive, we hunted the ball down well, and we passed with good tempo. So I was pleased with that performance. I agree. I think it was a good performance, and it was so close to getting something from the game. We could have done it.
Yeah. Next on the agenda is the sign-off.
Okay.
So make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on today's game, and make sure you join us next time for a special video.
A special video?
Yes.
Oh, how special will it be? Is it going to be really, really special?
Well, it's not going to be really, really special, but you can give it a look.